What a headshot! What a head!
How's it guys, this is Dayvy, FPL, and welcome back to the Fantasy Premier League video here on my channel. Now in this video, I'll be taking you through my very own team selection for the upcoming Game Week 21. Now I do apologize if the voice is sounding a little bit bad. Unfortunately, I've been sick over the last few days, but I am feeling a lot better. Hopefully Game Week 21 also makes me feel a bit better about my FPL team, because at the moment we're in the danger zone. So in this one, I'll be going through my transfer plan as well as my team selection for the upcoming Game Week 21. Just a reminder, it is a Tuesday evening deadline. We'll also show you guys the current overall rank, looking back to Game Week 20. Feels like forever ago, but it's always good to look back to the past. So if you guys want to see how the team is shaping up for Game Week 21 as well as a quick look at Game Week 20, sit back, relax, and let's get straight into it. So I mentioned that we're currently not really feeling that great about our FPL team, and the reason for that is we've had back-to-back doubles in our ranks, and we're currently sitting on the 200k mark. So I think Game Week 19 we were 50k, we then went to 100k, and now we're at the 200k mark. So we need to do some surgery to stop the red arrows. So hopefully our planned transfer for Game Week 21 as well as the team selection does a lot better, as currently the team isn't performing. Now we do have one free transfer and 1.3 million left in the bank, for hopefully a significant upgrade that gives us a green. So overall points were 50 points for Game Week 20. In the comments down below, how did your game week go? Was it a bad week like myself, or did you guys get a massive green arrow? If you guys did own the popular Mbumo, it was probably a definite green. Unfortunately though, I didn't own him. So the 50 overall points in the red arrow were thanks to some benching mistakes, as you guys can see João Pedro for his 9-pointer, and I decided to be a bit risky. So if you guys don't know, I do own Raya plus Gabriel in my backline, and therefore I hedged this fixture and hope they kept a clean sheet. At the end of the day, they got a penalty, João Pedro converted it. Whether you guys think it was a penalty or not, it's irrelevant. It happened in this fixture, and that cost us a massive amount of points. So a little bit salty about that, kind of thought the player I was going to feature instead of João Pedro would do better, and I think because of most people's bad benches, they were forced into playing the Brighton attacker. But that's the thing about penalty takers, even in the tougher fixtures, they can always get points, and he also racked up a few bonus points for that conversion. Now at least Munoz and Greaves didn't get any more bench points, otherwise this would have been a very bad week, and Fabianski obviously still injured. Now I've already spoken about Raya, he got a save point for the 3-pointer, which does show that Brighton had some attacking threat. In combination with Gabriel though, both ended up blanking, no attacking returns, and then we can move on to the Trent disaster class. So in this fixture, we had United taking on Liverpool at Anfield, and Trent couldn't even keep the clean sheet and also racked up a yellow card. Not only that, I also transferred out Bruno in this fixture, who got an assist plus 2 bonus points, so the pain just continued to add on. So yes, Trent actually started this one, he didn't miss out, which adds to the amount of 0 pointers I've got in my defense this season, which is pretty high. Then finally Robinson with the 1-pointer was expecting a bit more from him, as Ipswich at home is a great fixture. So our defensive department definitely didn't come in clutch for Game Week 20, needed a few points from them. At least our midfield department looks slightly better. We have Mo Salah, who had a very high effective ownership, only racked up 7 points, but everyone basically captained him. Don't really need to speak too much about this game, the only fact is that Liverpool and Salah aren't in the best of form at the moment, but even when they don't look good, Salah's still racking up the FPL points. Then Cole Palmer also looking slightly better, even though Chelsea dropped points here, got the goal plus some bonus. Now the player actually started instead of João Pedro was going to be Enzo, and Chelsea have honestly been the reason for my red arrows in the previous game weeks. Even though the stats look okay, just haven't been performing, especially from an attacking department. Also to add some pain, Enzo racked up a yellow card at the end of this fixture, taking him to a massive 1-pointer. Now at least we brought in Anthony Gordon this week, who managed to match Bruno Fernandes, but if I knew they were going to get the same points, probably would have just kept the United attacker. Southampton at home in Game Week 21 is a great fixture, and he might even be a captaincy consideration. At least Gordon scored though, as it would have been a terrible week if he didn't, and could have got a few more, but unfortunately only the one attacking return. The final player, Semenyo, also has been pretty disappointing in this fixture. He missed 2 big chances, and only got the clean sheet point against Everton. Just seems like whenever I bench him he gets some points, but when I need him to start, he just turns into an automatic blank. Now I'll talk about Semenyo shortly, as he might be playing up front for Bournemouth, but with his current finishing, I don't even think that's going to count. Up front though, Isaac's finishing is definitely on par, got another goal, unlike Jackson who continues to blank. Now luckily the Chelsea fixtures are finally running out shortly, so there's no excuse to keep the Chelsea striker, but I still believe he'll start the upcoming Prem games. But like Enzo, Jackson being super disappointing, going him over Isaac a few game weeks ago has really put the team in bad shape. So let's just see what he can do over the next 2 weeks while I still remain to keep him, but hopefully he's not our bad luck charm. Jackson's blank though does wrap up the 50 points scored in game week 20. Let's move on quickly as I want to leave this game week in the past. But just because I did badly doesn't mean that you guys did. How did game week 20 go and how's that overall rank looking? Now before we go over the team selection, I actually want to go over my transfer plan because in my opinion this transfer is pretty locked in. But I want to tell you guys that I'm recording this at half time in the FA Cup. So at the moment we do have some scores in the afternoon games, but there's been injuries to players like a Jesus that currently we don't even know if he's going to be fit for game week 21. But if I do choose to release this video and I don't choose to record it again, all players I talk about now should be okay, but I just wanted to put this out there. So at the current moment my transfer plan will probably be looking to take Semenyo out, even though he might be playing at striker for Bournemouth. Now I mentioned this, but his finishing or conversion rate is pretty dismal and has missed a whole bunch of big chances over the previous game weeks. Not only that, but Bournemouth have a very tough run of fixtures, Chelsea, Newcastle, Forest and Liverpool in the next 4. Although they've been attacking well, I think it's going to put a dent in their XG numbers. So in terms of replacements, with that 1.3, I can upgrade Semenyo to someone like an Eze, and that's how I was mentioning the half-time of the FA Cup games. So currently Crystal Palace leading 1-0 thanks to an Eze goal. Fingers crossed he stays fit and maybe gets subbed later on, as I want him fresh for Leicester away. So this move in my opinion is going to be worth it. Eze and Crystal Palace have great fixtures, and honestly hope this leads us to a green arrow. Now there are other moves I could potentially do. I could go Gordon back to Bruno, but only do that if I wanted a captain Fernandes, and currently I think there might be other captaincy considerations. Could also just bank the transfer. The team overall doesn't look bad, and with Semenyo potentially playing striker, an out of position FPL player is always decent. But as mentioned, kind of lost a little bit of faith with Semenyo and his conversion rate. Let's see if Eze can do a little bit better. Now if you guys can't afford Eze, you can also go for Sa. I just feel like Eze is the more reliable option, and obviously potentially has penalties if Mateta's off the field. But I haven't locked in this transfer yet. I'm waiting for price rises and obviously the injury news. But if you are watching this, Eze came out injury free in the second half. But now let's go on to that team selection for game week 21, hopefully a good game week. And I'm going to assume I've already done the Eze transfer. So the bench this week, we might have some benching lemmas. Finally though, I'm benching Enzo. Now watch him go and score a hattie. Fabianski's still injured, and Robinson the only kind of question mark. I could always start him against West Ham, but I'm going to be playing my other defenders. Greaves also Brighton. If João Pedro's fit, I hope he scores. A pretty natural third place on my bench. Now between the sticks, Raya with Spurs at home. We've just seen Spurs struggling in the FA Cup, but they're quite a weird team. They always play badly against the bad teams, but good against the good ones. Don't really know what's going to play out in this United Arsenal second half, but currently defensively look okay. I've also doubled up with Gabriel at the current moment. Should I start Robinson instead of Gabriel? That could be a question mark, but I like his attacking threat. Trent is a no-brainer. Nottingham Forest, it's a tough opposition, but their XG numbers aren't that great this season. We also saw Trent score in the FA Cup. I know it's the FA Cup, but it's still nice to see him score. Just a reminder about his attacking threat. Also have Muniz, who's currently on a clean sheet in the FA Cup, and Leicester away is a no-brainer fixture. So that's probably the biggest question mark about the bench is should I start Robinson instead of any of my other options? I think I've got the decision right here. Then our midfield department, currently you'll notice there's no Campsey armband on Mo Salah, just don't like the way Liverpool are attacking at the moment. Now let's see where this does land come Tuesday evening. As a Liverpool fan, I've watched them play and haven't been overly impressed by our attack. Salah as always though, even if he's playing badly, gets you FPL points, and he's going to be the safest option with a pretty high effective ownership still. I'm going to take the risk though. With this rank, I want to kind of take a risk, and I'll be going over a certain striker. So Anthony Gordon against Wolves got a full rest today in that Newcastle game. Pretty confident of him getting some points against Wolves. Now with the transfer from game week 20, Bruno to Gordon, just hope he outscores Bruno, which probably will be tough with that Southampton at home game. But still pretty comfortable owning him. Newcastle are attacking great at the moment, so let's see what happens. Then Cole Palmer, also no Kamsi armband on him, he could be an outside punt. I just lost a little bit of faith though with that Chelsea attack at the moment. But if you guys do want to go there, understand, obviously he has great avenues for points, but I probably would just stick it on Salah if I was to do that. Then the final player is a Leicester away, great fixture on the cards. Let's hope the new transfer in, if I do it, scores a lot of points. As mentioned, this could be Semenyo, I could just play him, I could play Enzo, but I want to take the punt and use the transfer. Rolling the transfer might be an okay play though if you guys want to be conservative, but I want to take the punt on Palace. Now up front, finally the Kamsi consideration on Isaac at the moment. I'm slightly worried though about that hamstring injury. So if you guys don't know, was actually subbed quite early on into that League Cup game. I think it was around the 60-minute mark. So Eddie Howe explained that it was because he apparently felt his hamstring. Wasn't exactly a strain or a pull, but they wanted to take the precaution. That is very worrying as he wasn't in the squad in Newcastle's FA Cup game today, but hopefully he's fine for the Wolves game at home in Game Week 21. Unfortunately with Eddie Howe, we never know if he's lying or not, and that's where the main concern lies. So let's see if we get information about training come Monday or Tuesday. I do believe though this is a great fixture, Newcastle are attacking really well, and you guys know Isaac's current form. Just wish that Jackson could get back into some form against Bournemouth. This is a tough game though, as Bournemouth have been defending well over the last few games. If you guys saw in the ultimate guide, their XG numbers are great, their clean sheet odds are good. I was hoping because this is a home game at Stamford Bridge, Jackson does something. Might be one of the last few weeks that I do own him, so might be a good buy present. I'll literally take any points, even an assist. Then the final player, João Pedro, currently injured, wasn't in the Brighton team, but did post the tweet yesterday that apparently the scan was okay. If you guys don't know, he did something to his ankle in training and was going for a scan, and that was the last information that we got besides his tweet. So let's just say that the tweet that his scan was okay, literally in quotations. If that is good news, I'm pretty confident about points against Ipswich. If he doesn't feature, I guess we'll have Enzo or Robinson off the bench, but generally hope that he starts this one as he's got great attacking threat. But as you guys can see on paper, even without the Eze transfer, the team does look okay. A few benching dilemmas here and there, but I think overall we got this correct. Would you guys make any changes? Would you not do the Eze transfer and do something else? What's your team looking like, and more importantly, who's your captain for Game Week 21? There could be absolute splits between the Kamsi. You could go for Bruno, Isaac, Palmer and Salah. Salah definitely the safe option though with the effective ownership. Let's see what Game Week 21 does hold for us. Hopefully it's a green arrow. And I'll be seeing you guys in the deadline stream one hour for the deadline tomorrow. As always, if you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments down below on my Discord server. Link in the description, slightly more active over there. Otherwise, as mentioned, deadline stream, hopefully I see you guys there. Make sure your notifications on to get the reminder. But this is basically a wrap for the guys. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Please don't forget to like if you didn't subscribe if you have subscribed yet. Content's thought to come with the deadline stream. Hope to see you guys there, but for the time being, I'm signing off. This has been Dayvy FPL and I'm out. Cheers, bye.